What's up, guys? My name is Victor. Welcome to my YouTube channel, which is dedicated to helping people navigate their ascension or awakening process. Today's video is going to talk about Kundalini. I'm going to tell you what, from my perspective, what is Kundalini? What is it? It's kind of a funny word. It's got kind of a funny definition, and there's a lot of like, do I have my Kundalini? What the fuck is Kundalini? I'm going to do my best to kind of explain to you in its simplest form what it actually is. So, at the very basic level, it's just a term. It's just a word that people in the East use to describe the energy, the actual energy of their soul, of their higher self. Kundalini is like the energetic component to the spiritual awakening process. You can experience it. You can feel the energy of it, and that energy is you. It's a conscious energy, and it kind of has a mind of its own. Even though it's you, your rational mind is kind of like not connected to it at all times, so it appears like you have your Kundalini, you have your soul, your higher self over here, and here you are. But it's aiming to clear away the illusion that makes you feel separate from that. Because this, your Kundalini, your soul, your higher self, is enlightened, it's connected, it knows itself as the one. It's part of the one, it is the one, it is the now, it is all things simultaneously. But over here, we segregated ourselves, this ego, this personality. My name is Victor, I'm married, I have kids, I'm over here, and here's my Kundalini. But again, the Kundalini is aiming to kind of come up and push to the surface all the things that inhibit your ability to experience life from a unified state of consciousness. In a very simple way, it's just, you can feel it as energy. And once this Kundalini gets released, because all human beings have this energy potential stored in their body. It's like at the base of their spine. Thinking of it like in a hard eggshell. And we all have this like potential to unleash the Kundalini, to unleash the awakening process within our bodies. And some people, this shell cracks open, and then the Kundalini starts to like come out to play, come out to change you, come out to awaken you. And interestingly enough, this is happening a lot because the planet is kind of traveling into a new energy field. It's causing a lot of people's Kundalini to awaken. Mine awakened about 8 years ago, very abruptly, very randomly. Suddenly, I didn't know what the fuck Kundalini was. And so essentially that's what it is. So you don't have to necessarily feel this shell cracking. You might not have a full-blown Kundalini awakening experience. For a lot of you guys, it's just starting to seep through, and you don't even know what's happening, and it's already there guiding you. If you're watching this video, I would bet your Kundalini is already freaking awakened and alive and well, and already taking you through this awakening process as we speak. So just because there was no discernible event where you're like, oh, there's my Kundalini, it was only like that for me because I forced it upon myself unknowingly. I was just sitting there one day. I used to grow my own psychedelic mushrooms, and I would take small amounts and just kind of explore my consciousness. At the time, I was trying to learn how to open my third eye. This is like 8-9 years ago, and simultaneously, parallel to that, I had this desire to break on through. I knew on some faint level that my present state of awareness was incredibly limited, that there was just so much more out there, and I just wanted to know. I identified with bands and musicians and people who were like revolutionary, people who preached to break on through your own limitations. So I had all this like angst and fucking desire, and I was tripping on mushrooms, and I was listening to this song, and I was just meditating on my third eye and just pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And all of a sudden, I felt like this golf ball size of like energy. And it wasn't like, oh, I'm imagining energy. It was like a fucking golf ball, like a fucking massive mass of something, like wanting to make its way up my spine. And because I was so in trance, and there was music going, and I was meditating, I just kind of like went with it. I felt like my whole body wanted to vomit this energy. So this energy made its way up my spine, just as Kundalini does, up my spine, and it kind of got stuck right in my forehead. And I was just like pushing, the music was going, I was tripping balls, it was like, boom! And I saw a miraculous explosion of white light in my mind's eye. This was no like, oh, I saw a little light over there. No, this was like a boom, fucking blast off. And then I like realized, whoa, what the fuck was that? Like I wasn't even really aware. It was like almost like unconscious that I was raising this thing up, and now it's like everything kind of hit me at once. What the hell is happening? And then I started to experience like this, what people call ego death. I experienced myself being like deleted from reality, like I was really never was a me kind of thing. And I'm not going to go into any further, but it was a very noticeable experience for me when my Kundalini awakened, because it was premature. And as a result, I went through 8 years of really awful and challenging spiritual awakening symptoms. And fortunately, it inspired me to kind of create these videos, and now I can kind of help you guys through it, because I've kind of been through it in a very like bad way. I experienced a lot of this stuff in a very heightened way because I was so unprepared for it. But your Kundalini, you can experience as energy that likes to make its way up your spine. It might not always be flowing up your spine. It's just energy. It's energy that is just different. You can tell it's like its own energy that's not really attached to your body. It's not like, oh, there's a twitch or there's like my muscle spasming. It's like something within you. And you can feel it physically. It's like the bridge between your soul and you is this Kundalini. And you feel it and experience it in a physical way. And again, the whole purpose is to awaken you, to remove all the clutter that has been bogging down your consciousness from its full expression. And once you awaken it, there's no turning back. There is no turning it off. And that's what I realized the hard way. I awakened this Kundalini, and, you know, a couple of days later, I could have very well said, well, you know, dude, I was tripping. You know, even though it was very weird and very different, I've never had anything like that happen. I could have really rationalized it away in theory. But this energy started to just kind of come back even while stone cold sober. I would be sitting there and I would just feel it coming on. And many times, for a while anyway, I literally had to just lay down and let this forceful, crazy energy that seemed way too strong for my body to handle just like fucking like rush through my spine, out my face. And I just had to like sit there and let it do its thing. It was so powerful. Most of you might not experience it that way. You might have one or two experiences like that where there's a powerful energy or a heat or a tingling making its way up your spine, blasting open your chakras. But then it settled down for me, and now it's less. I don't really perceive it in that way anymore, and it's not necessary for me to, because I've cleared a lot, and now it can kind of flow freely. But lastly, yes, it's just a word. You know, I believe the Christians call it the Holy Spirit. You can call it your chi. It's just energy, man. It's a fundamental, essential human potential to awaken this energy. You can call it Kundalini if you want. That floats your fancy, or you can just call it energy. I like to just call it energy because I don't like to get too attached to like definitions of things, because so many people have all these different connotations and associations with definitions that a lot of it has to do with like other people's opinions and not really their own. So it's just energy. It's your own essence, your own energy seeking to awaken and enlighten you and make you a fully functioning, a fully loving, a fully compassionate, blissful, happy, grounded human being. What everyone on the planet, all human beings are really looking for, what they're seeking for outside of themselves in the world, is a sense of peace of mind, a sense of happiness, an absence of fear, an absence of negativity, just to feel good, to feel better, to feel whole, to feel complete. And that's what the energy of the Kundalini will do for you.